Hey guys, I looked at the quality of the Zoom recording and it's pretty bad. So I think the next class we might still do in Zoom. I'll just kind of make sure that I go slow when pointing things out because the frame rate's so bad. But maybe we'll take a little vote and see whether you guys want to do like Twitch or YouTube or something better for you know video games. Um, anyway, so I'm recording this so that you have a higher quality recording that you can go back and reference. I'm going to go through this a little bit quicker than I did with the actual lesson, and obviously you're not here, so there can be no questions. But here it is. Let's go blam to the Unreal editor. Or I guess let's take a step back. We'll do the first initial walkthrough thing. So to get started, you have to sign up for an account. It's free. You can use fake information. Doesn't really matter. Once you have that account, you can download the Unreal Engine itself. If you just Google Unreal Engine download, first thing that's going to come up after, I don't know why they even have it themselves, but you download it here. It should start downloading, blah, blah, blah. Once you have it downloaded, you'll see the Epic launcher thing. You click on the Unreal Engine, it brings you up this tab. You then go to your library to install a version of the engine. Click on the little plus guy up here, pick which version you want. You're going to want 424, but you can install older versions too. That's fine. All this stuff down here you guys won't have. I have these are the assets that I have that are like free or I purchased to me. But there is one asset you should have, and that is the horror engine. So if you search for horror engine, first thing that should come up here. It's free. You click add to my cart, check out. You'll get access to that. Once you've done that, you've checked out. You might need to close and reopen, but I think it should just show up down here under the vault. You type in horror, comes up. You click create project. I already have one, so it popped up at 2 right there. You type whatever you want. The area, where you have the path where it's going to install to should show up here. So if you're not sure where these files are going, this is where it goes. It'll be different on your machine, obviously. I've also zipped up the test map that I created, the multi-story dungeon assets, and the horror engine for anyone who's having trouble opening that. All right, so quick to go through this. Here is the Unreal Editor. This window right here in the middle is your main viewport. If you right-click in here and drag around, that's going to move your mouse around, your camera around. If you left-click and drag around, you move around in sort of like a Doom, old-school Doom way, like forward, moving the mouse up and down moves you forward and backwards. If you want to move around while looking, so right now I'm right-clicking and holding, you can use WASD to move around. If you want to move straight up and down, that's Q and A. E is up, Q is down. I'll give you guys a list of shortcuts that help out with this stuff as well. So I guess first, before I explain these things, I'm just going to go through my little test map, kind of explain as we go. So, what's that just here? Oh, I think I accidentally deleted some. Nope, I moved, sorry. This is left over from the last class, or, the class we did previously. Where are we? Yeah, we want to go this way. To move characters around the way I'm doing right now, if you want to move the camera and if you hold shift while clicking on any of these arrows, you'll move in that direction. So let's go here. Boom. All right, let's walk through. So, first person, look around, get a little document. Something a little bigger. Here, floor slot. Here, flashlight. Flashlight. Oh, I added a little scare here. Trying to get the If you look at that one for too long, like you gotta make a little clip of that. You'll see it. But now that we've got the door, we have the key, we can open the next room. This is kind of like a little puzzle. You can see the little buttons all along the wall. Look for that. So with this room, and also there's a touch here just by touch compatible. Here, this one is paper that's on it, and there's the key code, which is my luggage this room has a little pin, push it up, little door open, ball, and the door with the trigger. Portal type nothing over there. Know how the other triggers work, the first ones, and then I'll show you an example of what you can do in that room. So over here we've got some items. To put items in the world, if you want them to be usable items with this horror engine, they're called blueprints. So if you go to horror engine blueprints, they're going to be under here. So usable assets, inventory. You can see there's all sorts of stuff that you can have in your inventory. These are all usable things that just work with the engine, pretty much as expected. Some of them, you might need to play with a little bit to kind of figure out. Anyway, we got a flashlight and a key. How you make keys work in the horror engine. If you look over here on the right-hand side, there's details. You can see this key has a compatible actor. It's an array. That just means it's a collection of things, and it has one element in it that is the door. We can delete this, get rid of you, and if I were to start this again, it's actually what the key will work. Right. So to make the key compatible with that door, we have to click on the key, boop, and then go to compatible actors, press add element, this plus guy right here, and then you can select the element you want from your level in here, or I find it easier to just click the little eyedropper lead and then click on what you want. So we want that door, and now it should work. And the exact same thing works with all these other elements. So this one switch is the real switch that actually works. It has, instead of compatible actors to use, but the same exact thing. You add one, you click the little dropper, click on the door you want it to work with, and on you go. Same thing with this picture. Actors to use, dropper, door, it's good to go. Keycard, very similar. Click on the keycard. Compatible control panels. So you don't make this one work with the door because you need to use the keycard on the key reader. So you add an element, then you click the little dropper, click on the keycard reader, and then to make the keycard reader work with the door, we say connected eDoors, add an element, eyedropper, door, on we go. So if you notice, each one of these have like slightly different names here. This stuff that's over here, this is not standard to the Unreal Engine. This is what the horror engine guy did or put together. Um, so it's not like a standard convention or anything like that. It's just how he did it. Paper, again, all of these things exist in under the blueprint usable assets. So I think paper shows up under inventory. Yeah, you just drag and drop paper into the world, just like that. And then what text shows up there, you just add to this reading text and item information. They don't have to be the same. They're different things, but just fill it in however you'd like. Key code, same thing. You can put a number in there that is the correct number. It has to be between 0 and 9999, 4 nines. And then you connect the door, the key card to a door. So the key card is a little bit more tricky. It uses these horror events that I'll quick show what this is, but this is kind of like more advanced. Think of this as like extra credit if you really want to dig into stuff and whatnot. But essentially, the way this guy made this horror system, he has these horror events that have inputs and outputs. So in this case, this horror event's input is an unlock. When you first make a horror event, nothing shows up here. So we want this to be unlock, and then we want this to trigger something in the environment. We look there and we can see actors. This door is considered an actor, and we want to open the door. So we add the actor to the actors to interact, eyedropper, boom, on, and it should open. Again, don't worry about this one. It's a little bit more complicated. I decided to put it in here for any of the kids who want to kind of go above and beyond, really challenge themselves. This put trigger is the exact same thing. If I go up here in the top right, this is everything that's in your level. You can search here as well. So if we say put trigger, that's this guy. If we look at its settings over here, it has one required actor, which is the ball. You can do the eyedropper trick again. The ball is currently hidden in this little. Nope. It's hidden there in there. So we can say eyedropper, ball, bam. So now it'll trigger whenever that ball comes into that little rectangle. But what the trigger does is the same thing as that horror thing, the horror event. So the incoming interaction is called an unlock, and then we want it to unlock the door. And we can do that eyedropper trick again. So portals, you essentially just drag and drop a portal into a level. Drag and drop in here. If you notice, when you drag and drop into, let's put it on top just so you can see things a little better. When you drag and drop in there, there's a bunch of extra little hidden squares that you can't normally see. One of them you want to move. So when you drag and drop a blueprint into a level, there's often more than one part to it. All these parts you can see over here on the left-hand side, or the right-hand side, these components. The component that you want to move that tells it where to essentially teleport you to is called teleport location. So if you click that, now we're only selecting teleport location and anything that's under it. It's what they call as children. But this teleport location, if we click on that, now we can move that around. And to move things in the Unreal Engine, you click on the arrows that are right there and left click. So left click right here, it's going left and right. Left click this guy, he goes this way. If you left clicked in a little corner right there, you can see it highlights both. You can now do it in two directions. If you left click, basically any of these, it'll let you do that. But that lets you just move the things wherever you'd like. So there's that. And yeah, that's all. That's basically all the simple things right there. Quickly, I'm gonna kind of show you an example for putting a bookshelf in here that we kind of went over last time. So if we go into our content, we can find the multi-story dungeon. I gave you guys a copy of this. If we go under meshes, this is where our 3D junk is. Props, we should be able to find a bookshelf in here. If you control and scroll wheel, you can kind of zoom in or out on these pictures. But we want a bookshelf. So this cover looks kind of like a bookshelf. Let's drag and drop him into the level. And I'm literally just left click dragging and dropping. We want to put some books on there. So maybe we put these. No, it doesn't look good. What about these? No. Where are the books at? Oh, here we go. Those look like, yeah, we'll do that. So I'll put them right in there. And then once you kind of get it close to where you want, you're probably going to want to tweak and move these things around so that they're like in the correct spots and everything, so they're not floating. So we put it there. Let's move them back a little bit. That looks good. And something I forgot last time was to add some ambiance to this little scene. Let's give it some light. So we'll add some candles. We'll put a candle right here. And to make sure the candle is on, under the candle settings, just click the on thing right there. So now we've got a candle. There we go. And we'll put one candle, or you know what? These books, there's books like hidden. These books don't look right for here. Let's find a different set of books. Multi-story dungeon props. Are there books? I swear, when we did this as a group, I found a set of books that looked okay. Oh, here they are. Alright, so that looks better. Cool. There we go. Move it over a tiny bit so we can. It's okay if the books kind of clip through there. The players are going to see that. I'm going to hide our book right there, and let's move our candle a little bit out of the way so it looks a little bit more natural. Okay, now to add our secret book, we're going to go to Horror Engine, Blueprints, Usable Assets, Controllers, and Secret Book. Just drag and drop him right in there. And to make the book control that door, all we have to do is like we've been doing with all the other triggers, under this Actors to Use right here, click the Add Element, click the Eyedropper Doodad, click on the door, and now they should work. And to quick test it, so you don't have to go through everything, when you start the game, you always start where the player start little icon is. If we just move him to the room we want to test, then ta-da, we're going to start right there. This room is a little dark, so let's also add a little light to it. Blueprints, Usable Assets, Lights, and let's add the wall torch. Put it right here, and same with the candle to make sure it's on. Click on. That looks better. Now if we play, our candle hooks up with the book. Okay, probably still that thing. But anyway, this is click on the book. You move the door. So that's an example of what you guys can do. Obviously, you can do whatever you like. Maybe make a whole set of bookshelves, find a book in it. Maybe you could use under the blueprints, usable assets, controllers. There's buttons, levers, secret paintings, torches. All of these work the same way. The valve's a little tricky, unless if you want to kind of figure out that on your own, you can do that. If you do want to kind of figure things out on your own and go for extra credit or whatever, under the Horror Engine, under Maps, if you open up this overview, this is an example put together by the original developer of the Horror Engine that shows basically how all of the parts of his template work. So all the buttons, there's a gun in the game, how that works, lights, buttons, candles, all that stuff. So that you can take a look at and see how it works. Also, the demonstration level is basically like a demo for here's what like a little mini game can look like with that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to give you guys a better quality video that you can go back and reference to see where all the buttons and things I was clicking on I will send this out tonight. I'll also send you out the cheat sheet so you can see all the little shortcuts for moving around in the editor and things like that. Oh, one other thing I forgot to show. Um, Over here on the left-hand side, these are all like super basic things that you can just drag into the level. So if you just want to add a light that just is floating in the middle of nowhere, you can just drag and drop a light. Obviously, context-wise, you'd want the light to be coming out of something, so that's why like the torch and candle kind of look a little nicer. But there's also other basic things, like if you just want a cube, there you go. There's a cube. If you want a sphere, we can drag and drop a sphere. Any other sort of stuff you find in the meshes under the multi-story dungeon or horror engine, you can just drag and drop into the level to sort of like make it your own, make it look however you'd like. So if you want to add this pillar here, we can have a pillar. We want some stairs or some, I think there's some props in here. Yeah. Some barrels. Here's some barrels. All sorts of just whatever you want. Just drag stuff into the level, kind of make it your own. If you want to tell a little story, use those papers, throw them all over the place. And yeah, let's see what you guys come up with. And the next class, I'll go over any sort of questions you have, and we can kind of keep going with this. Or if there's another type of game or template you'd like to look into, we can do that as well. Anyway, thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.